Hello, boys and girls. This is Dr. Kelly again. Today I'm going to talk about a different type of chemistry so that we can tell the difference between different materials. One of the key properties is called density. Now that sounds kind of technical, and it is, but it can show you some really neat things, and we can see it here shortly. So what density is how much something weighs and how big it is, or how much volume it has. It's a combined property, and it's very specific to different things, and it kind of determines whether something's going to sink or float when you put it in water or other liquids. So when you go swimming, maybe you float, hopefully you do. That's what most of us do. You're less dense than water. And we're going to look at that today. First, we're going to look at 3 different liquids: corn syrup, water, and, got to remember here, oil, and see how will they be different densities? Will they form separate layers? And then we're going to look at different objects we're going to put in there. We're going to drop them in there and see what happens. So first, I'm going to do the oil, water, and corn syrup mix. So first, I have a jar here, and I have water, corn syrup, and oil. So before I proceed much further, got to put on the safety glasses. Okay, safety glasses on, great. Now the first thing I'm going to do is put in the oil, or the corn syrup, sorry. Okay, then I'm going to put in some oil next. I'm going to put in about the same amount. Now, you can't really see this very well, but there is a difference between the two kind of yellowish liquids. There's a little line right there. Now, let's see what happens when we put in the water. The oil's on top, or at least we think so. So now what you see, oil on top, water that's a little green because I had some food coloring in it, and the corn syrup is at the bottom. 3 different densities. Corn syrup's more dense, then water, then oil. So now we have a close-up of our 3 different liquids: corn syrup, water, and oil. And Mrs. Kelly told me that you guys do some floating experiments. Well, this is just like that, only now you have 3 different liquids in there. So now we get to see which liquids can float well. And what's kind of a neat experiment right here is you have 2 materials here. One's a silicone earplug, the other is the wax. And they look about the same size, but which one's going to float and in which layer? So first let's do the wax. It floats in the oil. Isn't that kind of neat? So its density is probably similar to that of oil. Silicone earplug, on the other hand, let's see if I can let go. Oops. It went way down to the bottom of the water. And is it going even further? Not quite. Not quite. So that's kind of interesting. So let's see what happens. What do you think will happen with the penny? It's a smaller object than either of those two, but is it more dense? In other words, does it have more weight in a given amount of size. So here we go. I'm going to put the penny in. Oop, it goes all the way to the bottom. So it's more dense than all that stuff. Now I have something like an eraser. So where is it going to go? That's kind of interesting. I don't know. I really don't know. It's as light as the oil. It doesn't even go into the water. Although it looks like it's pretty close. It looks like it's a little more dense than the wax ball, but a little less dense than water. Now, the next question is, what about this guy? Now, he's not real, but I like him anyway. He's cute. All right, so here we go. We're going to drop him right in. Ah! Oh, that's interesting. So, he goes to the bottom, or doesn't go to the bottom. He goes to the water and stays there. Doesn't go to the corn syrup. So, in other words, he's more dense than all those other things, the eraser, the wax, but he's similar in density to the silicone earplug, but less dense than the copper or the penny, the screw, and the paper clip. All that has to do with sinking and floating, but in different liquids. Very interesting. Density is a neat property of a material. Thanks. Hope you enjoyed it. You could try some materials for yourself. Take care. Bye.